So hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we will talk about what the kernel is in the Linux, right? So we have already covered what is Linux, how we can install the Linux, and now we will covering about what is kernel and what is the functionality of the kernel, right? So let's talk about what is kernel. So the kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system and it acts as a bridge between the hardware and the user application, right? So the kernel manages system resources such as CPU, memory, and devices, ensuring smooth operation of the system, right? So whatever the processes are running or whatever the application we are using in the Linux, that would be handled by the kernel only, right? So let's see some key functional functions of the kernel, right? So I have some diagram, and in the diagram we will talk about each and everything one by one. So we have kernel, and let's talk about what it can do or what it can handle. So first thing is a networking, right? So in the networking, it will handle the system communication and the connection management. So whenever we are hosting any site on the Linux, right? So it will manage all the things like how many requests are coming, how many are blocking, and how many are processing, right? So it would be everything that is available will be managed by the kernel only. Then we have the process management. Okay. So in the process management, whatever the processes are running, that would be handled by the kernel only. So it can support multitasking, scheduling, and inter-process communications as well, right? Then we have the memory management. So it can allocate memory to the processes and it can utilize those efficiently. Okay. So let's move it to the security part. So in the security and access control, we can create multiple user and it can give different permission, and these operation would be maintained by the kernel only. Then you can apply system security policies to your machine. Okay. Then we will talk about device management. So whatever the external device you are connecting with the Linux server, that is also managed by the your kernel only. Let's take an example of disk driver and keyboard. Then we have the network card. Then let's move ahead to the file system management. So it also manage all the files creation, deletion, and the whole hierarchy, right? So it is also manage those things also. Okay. So what it does, it help you to uh, organize the files and directory control. So from here you can check more about the different processes, what they are doing and what the kernel can do. So we have different types of kernels in Linux. We have monolithic kernel. The kernel is monolithic, meaning it includes all essential services like file system, device drivers, memory management within a single code base. Okay, so whenever you are using the monolithic kernel, so it will only use the essential services, right? The different type of kernel we have, that is microkernel. Okay, so some operating system use a microkernel where minimal functionality run in the kernel and additional services operate in the user space. So it will not install everything at the same time. So it can be installed by the user as per the requirement. Then we have the hybrid kernel that will combines elements of both monolithic and microkernel architecture. So let's talk about the shell as well. So shell is the CLI command line interface to run your commands. So what is shell? Let's talk about that. Okay, so shell is a command line interface that allow user to interact with the kernel. Okay, so if you want to interact with the kernel, how can you interact with that? So if you go on the command line, so currently I am using the CMD on my Windows. So if I want to give any command to my Windows machine, I can use the CMD or command prompt. So if I hit enter, so you can see I can give any command, like I want to list the directories or the files and folders inside this directory. So you can see it is giving me the list of the files or folders. So in the same way, I want to use the Linux. Okay, so here I have already installed this Ubuntu. Okay, so if you want to see how you can install it on your machine, check out the previous session. Okay, click on Ubuntu. Then you can see you will get your CLI, that is called the shell, right? And here you can type multiple commands and you can give the multiple instructions to the kernel, right? So we have different type of shell in Linux. Okay, so first is the bash shell, that is born again shell, the default and the most widely used shell. Then we have the sh shell, that is born shell and older and the lightweight shell. Then we have the C shell, that is called CSH, designed for C programmers with the syntax reassembling the C language. Then we have the Const shell, that is KSH, a powerful shell with the scripting capabilities. So if you want to do the scripting at a high level, okay, so you can use the KSH. Then we have the ZSH, that is called the Z shell. Then it is an extended version of Bash with advanced feature. So if you are working on the Mac OS or any operating system that is related to the Apple, so you will see they already have installed the ZSH shell. So let's talk about the some functions of the shell. So you can uh, do the command execution with the shell, and you can write the scripting, and you can do the automation with that, and you can manage the processes. Okay, so you can start, stop and manage those process as well. Then you can navigate to the files, folders. Okay, and you can list, move and copy and delete those files. Then you can do the environment management as well, like you can manage the environment variables and system configuration as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.